When focusing on core stability, this is an easy assessment that you can use to check your stability. Keep your elbows at about shoulder height and press up. There should be no lag at all between the body movement and the core. The next step would be to move up to your nose and do the same assessment. Once again, the core and the whole trunk should move at the same spot. As you can see here, this is a bad example in a weak core. The top of the body pushes up before the stomach does. One exercise to work on this is a plank. You want to make sure to have no lumbar extension in the low back. If anything, have a slight posterior pelvic tilt as shown here, which will keep the back flat. Any extension of the lumbar will inhibit the abdominals and decrease the effectiveness of this exercise. Next exercise we will go to is the side plank, which is great to strengthen the lateral abdominal muscles. Get up on the elbow should be aligned right underneath the shoulder, and press up. You want to keep a straight line as well from about the ankles to the shoulder. You want to be able to hold this position for up to a minute as well. Make sure also to keep the neck in a good alignment and not to let it hang down, as this can cause neck problems or neck pain during the movement. The next exercise is a suitcase carry, and this teaches anti-lateral flexion. This is great to resist movement, as this is what the core is made to do. The core is made to resist movement, not necessarily cause movement. This is a great exercise to strengthen the deep core muscles. Next we have a pow-off press with a squat position. This exercise is done in a squat to make it sport-specific to what we're working on. This is an anti-rotation exercise that helps you prevent rotation, which is essential for sports and activities. Next, we look at hip mobility. Here's one assessment that you can do. Get in a runner stance against the wall and actively flex the hip as high as you can. This looks at your active hip flexion mobility. The next exercise we can do is similar to the rock back. Do the extension and flexion of the back and find neutral. Rock back as far as you can and see when the back rounds. If the back starts to round early in the movement, you know that you have limited hip mobility that will cause the back to round. If you can keep the back straight throughout the whole entire movement, then your hip mobility is normally deemed good. If you do find that your hips are tight, one exercise you can do is a pigeon stretch with a lateral band distraction. The distraction helps to create a little bit of extra motion in the joint and allows you to stretch farther into this motion. This is a good exercise to work on, and you should feel a stretch to the posterior capsule of the hip as well. Lastly, we can work on passive liftoffs. Start by bringing your knee as high as you or hip as high as you can, then passively bring it higher. Let go and try to hold it in this position. If you find that your knee slowly lowers down, grab it again, raise it, and hold it in that position. Here's a side view, so you bring it up, pull it closer, and try to attempt to hold it there. This looks at the active control of your hip, not just the passive range.